So a couple weeks back, I ranked the top 4 best businesses in my opinion, and that's now my most popular video, so thank you guys for that. That means the world to me. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be ranking each business in GTA Online, and we'll be going over all of their stats, just to sort of give you guys some idea of what businesses you want to buy, because believe me, it's very tough to make a decision on that when you're new to GTA Online. So let's jump in. Okay, you won't believe what we're starting off the video with, and that's the Highend Apartments, one of the oldest businesses, well, properties in GTA Online. And I know what you're thinking, how is a high-end apartment a business? Well, allow me to explain. The high-end apartments are going to allow you to start up the OG heists in GTA Online, from Felica Job to Pacific Standard, you name it. And if you complete each of these heists in order, you can make a hell of a lot of money for a beginner. So how much? Well, taking in consideration that this is your first time completing the heists, you will receive your first time bonuses, obviously, and in order, all up, you'll be making $2.5 million for just about $250,000 spent on one of the cheapest apartments. So overall, that's a pretty good way to start as a beginner, if you ask me. However, it's very difficult to find players to do heists with, so this can be very difficult as a beginner if you're looking for people to actually complete the heist with, except for Felica with only 2 people, but from the rest on, they do require 4 people, so that could be a hassle. However, they can be worth it if you do have the people to help you. Next up, to go along with the heist theme, we have the facilities. Now, the facilities can be a really cool business, and what makes the Doomsday heists that come with it better than the high-end apartments is that you can complete them with 2 people. You know, the one that we were just talking about where it could be difficult to find 2 people or 4 people. Now, if you do the math, doing them with 2 people will obviously make you the most money possible, so that is recommended. And take into account that these are also done in order as well, then all up, say you took a 60% cut and the other person took 40%, that's with 2 people, that's going to make you $2.5 million. But with 4 people split with you 40%, then 20, that's going to make you 1.7 million, which isn't all that great, and that's just return on investment. So that's why I highly recommend you do this with 2 people. Overall, the setups to the heist can be extremely time consuming and are just very annoying, and may even be difficult with 2 people as a beginner. And as for which facility to buy, I'm just going to make it quick and snappy. Go with the Ron Alternate's Wind Farm facility. Now let's move on to the best businesses in GTA Online and the ones we know and love, the MC businesses. Now, in order to actually own any of these businesses, you'll first need to own a clubhouse, and in this footage you can see that, yeah, they look cool, I'll admit, but the only main reason you'll only ever go to here is to buy your MC businesses, because there's nothing else to do here really. So obviously don't do what I did and just go ahead and buy their clubhouse for $200,000. Now, for these businesses, don't make the mistake all players do, and that's buying them in the wrong order, because if it makes you feel better, I've done that in the past as well, and it's not my proudest moment, now believe me. Anyway, before we get into it, we're not going to be going over the document forgery office. It sucks, don't ever buy it. Now, for every business to make the most money possible, always buy the upgrades, otherwise you won't be making the dedicated money that you can be making a lot more than that, so obviously buy the upgrades. Alright, let's start off with a weed farm, and we're going to be going through these businesses quickly, otherwise this video will be forever. So as you can see on screen, all of the stats and money you're going to have to spend. So with all upgrades, you'll be making around 38k per hour, and to make your money back, that'll take you around 48 hours. Now moving on to the cash factory, which once again, all of the money you will need for this business and the upgrades are on screen now. And with staff and equipment upgrades, you'll be making 72k per hour, and to make your money back, that'll take you around 27 hours. Up next is the meth lab, and with staff and equipment all up, you'll be making 67k per hour, which is okay, but that will take you 34 hours to break even on. And finally, we have the cocaine lockup, which is, yeah, it's the best business. And all up with both upgrades, you'll be making around 74k per hour, and to add to this, it will take you only 24 hours to break even on. Now, all up, which of these should you buy as a beginner in order? Well, it goes as follows: the cocaine lockup, with both staff and equipment upgrades, then the counterfeit cash factory with both staff and equipment upgrades, and to save it last, we have the meth lab with the staff and equipment upgrades. As for the meth lab, you should 100% buy it last, because it's very expensive with all of the upgrades and the actual business, so save it last if you don't have that much money. Alrighty, now that we got all of the confusing mess out of the way, let's move on to the next business, which in this pile we're going to be talking about like the vehicle warehouse. Now this also goes for the CEO office, so we'll add those in together. Alright, so the vehicle warehouse can only be your favorite business or the best for you in terms of your playstyle. And what I mean by this is that the vehicle warehouses are far from passive, meaning you're going to work hours upon hours to make money with this thing. Now, if you're up for that grind, here's the best way to make money with it, and that's from sourcing standard and mid-range vehicles until you have around 13 standard and 12 mid vehicles in your garage, and you're never going to sell them, you're just going to leave them there. This way the game will think and it will get confused, and it will think that you've only got standard and mid-range in your garage and there's no more for you to get. So from there on, it will give you top range vehicles over and over and over, and all you have to do is keep selling those top range vehicles over and over. Easy money, right? Well, yes, but it's very time consuming, but like I said, it's up to you as a player if you are going to be up for that grind. Next we have the bunker, and I'm just going to go over it short and snappy because this is a very easy and passive business to run. So the locations, just like the other businesses, don't buy the ones that are at the top of the map just because they are cheap. The reason they are cheap is because they are at the top of the map and their locations suck. The one I recommend is the Chumash bunker. Overall, the bunker is straightforward and really doesn't require that much work, and that's because of the money earning. Now, without any upgrades to the bunker, you'll be making 30k per hour. So if you have the money for upgrades, please buy them, because that will send your profit to 60k per hour. So upgrades are highly recommended for not just the bunker but every business. Finally, we have the nightclub. I love this thing. I've talked about the nightclub so much on the channel, and if you guys watch my videos, you know that I've talked about the nightclub a lot, and that's just because of how amazingly good it is and the money it makes. Now, the nightclubs is by far the final business you should buy without a doubt, and that's because you need other businesses in order for your nightclub to actually make money. So please don't make the big mistake of buying this business first, because unless you have a decent amount of businesses for it to branch off, then you shouldn't be buying it first, trust me. For the nightclub, the main source of income is from your underground warehouse and by your assigning your technicians to certain businesses. Hence, you need businesses for your nightclub to make money. Now, there is so much stuff for me to go over, so I'm just going to go over the best businesses to link up to your technicians in order to make the most money per hour with your nightclub. And the first one is South American Imports, so your bunker, making you $10,000 per hour. Then we have cargo and shipments, so things like your vehicle warehouse and CEO crates and hangar, etc., making you $8,500 per hour. And lastly, we have pharmaceutical research, which is all of your MC businesses like weed, cocaine, meth, that sort of stuff, which would be making you again $8,500 per hour. Now, the cool thing about the nightclub is that you don't actually have to restock it whatsoever, because this happens by itself with your technicians. And another amazing thing is that when you sell, no matter how much stock you have, no matter how big your stock is, you will always get one sell vehicle, making this business just even better than it already is. Alrighty, that's every business. Well, it isn't, but you know, I missed a lot of business out, like the hangar, the penthouse, etc., like all of the useless properties, and that's because they don't deserve the spot on the list. They suck, they're shit, they don't deserve the spot on the list, so I missed them all out. I didn't want to bore you guys, I didn't want to waste time on the video, I didn't want to stretch out it as much as it already is long, so I didn't put them on the list. I hope help you make a decision on which businesses you want to buy in GTA Online, if as a beginner. If it did, please feel free to subscribe, like it means the world to me, and also don't forget to like the video if you found it helpful, and I'll see you all later.